to say a few words about Ankit. Ankit also is a Mumbaikar, so again, all hot favorites for us. He's finished his BCom and MBA from Maharashtra University. While he was doing his MBA itself, he started working for Idea Cellular. He's been associated with Monster.com, Hindustan Times, Educom Solutions, and when the entrepreneurial bug bit him, he was the founder, a member of Unipro Education Private Limited. And if I start to read this whole thing, I will eat into his time. Suffice to say, he is an expert in the digital technology field. He has addressed so many gatherings. So this is where I should stop talking and leave the stage open to the expert. I welcome you, Ankit Khare.
Inviting me here, and I'm sure I'll be more helpful for you all, but thanks Omkar for putting light on how we should do digital and what we should do digital. We're going to be talking more about, from my perspective, is what are we really doing it for the education segment, how it's bringing value to that segment, what is it that you should do, what is it that you should not do, and all that thing. Of course, the moment I saw my watch, I saw that it's going to be a lunchtime soon, so I trimmed down my presentation a bit. So have a smile. Okay. So let me give you a brief, industry perspective. Right now, there's a guy called Amit. He's a class 12 student, loves music, hate politics. And we are showing ad and trying to reach Amit. Our institute ad is published on timesofindia.com. Will Amit read about it? No, he's on YouTube, right? So this is one of the biggest gap, right? So it's like we are trying to reach out students through newspapers, and youth is online. What are we doing about it? It's like, tell me, is the parents a decision maker anymore? No. The kids are taking decisions, right? Kids are taking bank loans on their own, education loans on their own, and they're doing it, right? So why are we reaching out to students through print ads, first of all? Second, the industry, if you ask me, it's a 3,000 crore advertising spends happening in education segment, total. Out of that, 2,700 crore is going into traditional, which is print, outdoor, and other advertising media. And it's just 350 crore odd money is going in digital, which is like 13% of the total money. Like, what a gap, huh? It's like, that's what the opportunity I saw when I was working with Hindustan Times. And when I was working with HT, people were giving me crores of money in print ads, all education institute, by the way, right? And nobody was even asking me that, Ankit, what is the ROI that I'm going to get it? I said, sir, I don't know. We don't commit any ROI in this. It's just a print ad. You will get, students will see that and all that stuff. I remember one day when, there was a client who gave me an advertisement worth rupees 1.2 CR, and he got only 100 calls after that ad. I was like literally, angry, and like gone to my team and said, what is happening? He said, it's a print ad, we can't do anything. I went to client meeting, and I was thinking the client gonna like thrash me. And he said, Ankit, give me a better rate next time. Acha price dena next time. I said, wow, what an industry that I'm into, right? Now the scenario has completely changed, right? So people are moving on to digital, students are on digital, and now institutes are realizing that fact that they have to do digital stuff to engage with students online. So let's move on with that note that we're going to be talking. So just a few slides about us. We are a digital media marketing company dedicated only for education segment. In India, we are the only one who is focused towards education. I mean, there are a lot of agencies, marketing companies in India, but only education specific is what we do, is the game. We have a team of almost like 55 people with us, and we have a production team in Delhi, we have people in Bombay, Kolkata, Bangalore, everywhere. We have been helping a lot of institutes, helped almost like 400 education institutes in last 7 years, work with them, help them on digital as a platform, delivered number of results and everything. We'll talk about it. Okay. So let's do that. So what are the common terminologies? Can I have the hand mic, please? Sorry. Right, better. What are the common terminologies which are used in digital marketing, right? So people say CPM, right? Better. Caller mic? You have a caller mic? Okay. Yeah, so people say CPM, it's like cost per, sorry, I'm sorry for the interruption. CPM, it's cost per 1,000 impressions. So basically, what is CPM is, when you see ads, when you see IRCTC, there's an ad running, right, on a website. Every time there will be 1,000 users who are going to see your ad, there will be a cost attached to it. That's called CPM. So it's like every time user going to see your ad, you're going to pay to it. What is CPC is cost per click. So every time user click on your ad, you will have to pay some price for it. So which is better? You are paying for the price when people see you, or we paying for the price when people click on you? Clicking, right? Cost effective. And that's what primarily most of the platforms are driving on digital as a platform is CPC. So in fact, if you see Google, Google search advertisement that we do, some of the YouTube advertisement that you do, some of the banner ads that Omkar showed, most of them were on CPC. Some were on CPM also, but most of them are CPC. So it's a very, very economic way of spending money, having a very controlled atmosphere and all that. CTR, so CTR is basically, how many people see your ad and how many people click on your ad, right? So I like 1,000 people saw your ad, 100 people clicked on it, and that's how the CTR you drive. Cost per conversion, so this is called CPL. So it's a very, very amazing term which is being in education used a lot. What will be my cost per lead? I don't understand anything, but tell me what is the cost per lead. So how do you drive a cost per lead is how many people are going to click on your ad? It's like CPC. Out of that 100 people clicking on your ad and 10 people filling the inquiry form on your website. It's called CPL. So when we suggest or recommend, when I consult with any of my clients, we suggest the strategy, digital strategy as a whole, right? What you all should do, forget about the money part. Let's suppose you have tons of money in your pocket, and then what all things that you can do is what we're going to talk about. So first is performance-based campaign. Now performance-based campaign is typically a campaign which is linked to that if what all platform that I should do, which will help me to generate number of leads, X number of leads. So there's a clear-cut objective defined that what all campaigns or channels that I should use which will give me a number of leads. There's a branding campaign, right? So branding campaigns do not have an objective linked to the leads, but have an objective of reaching out to the maximum students, having a good brand presence and positioning in the market through various channels that you can explore. Then you have organic. So organic is like you're not spending any money, but you're still driving some traffic through especially social media channels or the platform that you use, right? So you have a social media page, you can actually ask people to come onto it by putting a lot of good content onto it. Drip strategy is so for example, what happens is when you get leads, right? So you get like 1,000 people inquiring about your institute. What do you do after that? You call them, you email them, or you SMS them, right? You can also show them YouTube video. You can upload that specific set of data and show the specific video to them. The video is not about institute. Could be the alumni talking about your institute. Could be the engineering lab that is so powerful. Could be shown in different way, right? So you are actually becoming a storyteller with that data once you get the data and upload it on YouTube and start telling the story about it. The similar way you can do it on Facebook as well. Similar way you can do it on Gmail as well. And then you have a creative artwork and technology. So these are like all riders that needs to be there, And then some people choose strategy that, Ankit, I don't have too much amount of budget. Then I recommend, okay, let's go with performance based. It's a more safe side stuff, you can do that. So let's look at it. What are the platforms, individual platforms that you can see? Is the slide visible to everyone? Okay. All right. So if you ask me what I should do in performance campaign, these are the platforms that you should explore. Starts with top, Google search, then you can do Facebook, then you can do display advertisements like Omkar showed you on Google and everything, which covers 90% of the inventory. And then you have a mobile display advertisement. It's very important mobile display because your 77% plus traffic coming through mobile devices. If you check back your analytics, traffic of your website, institute website, you will see that stats is more or less same, what I'm talking about. Then the retargeting strategy. This will give you leads. We commit leads on this. We say, okay, we do this and we get X amount of leads. The other part of the branding campaigns, where you can see the topmost is YouTube video, like Omkar said, and I totally agree because we have been experiencing this with our clients' campaigns day by day. You know, YouTube is giving us phenomenal results and amazing performance to us. Facebook video ads, you can do display selective, you can do direct media buy. Now, what is direct media buy? Is you say, Ankit, I want to put up an ad on Shiksha, I want to put up an ad on Career 360, I want to put up an ad on Times of India and all that. So we help you to facilitate all that practices for you. And we say, okay, this is what we should do and this is what we should not do. It's like a kind of devising strategy perfectly in a right manner and give it to you. So, and then you have an organic campaign. So organic is like SEO. How many of you heard about SEO? Like search engine optimization, right? So this is an important part because there's no end burning money, right? You have a lot of money, but you can't keep on burning it. Right? So you have to build your organic channels also. Over a period of time, that should start popping up and giving you results. Then you have a social media platforms, and then you have a content marketing. Drip campaigns, you can talk about newsletters, insertions, you can talk about retargeting campaigns, audience campaigns on YouTube, and audience campaign on Facebook, similarly. Now, why I am telling you all this to you? I mean, there's a very, very, very big understanding and an analogy behind it. I'm sure everyone must engage with some high power purchase like car or mobile phone, high-end mobile phone, right? Everybody bought it, right? Everybody. Imagine the kind of research that you have done it when you were buying your first car, or maybe a second car or third car. You went, or you just saw the print ad and gone to showroom and say, hey, give me a Ford car, I'll buy it. Did you do that? No. Imagine when you're earning lakhs of money as a salary and still doing tons of research before buying a car. Imagine the student, the kind of research he must be doing it for a 10 lakh rupees course he's going to be spending on an education loan without having a security of job, right? Is he just going to see the print ad and going to go and come and take the admission in your college? I don't think so. Have you done it same way, like way? No, right? The student journey is massive. The diaspora is huge. It's like, it starts with print ad might be, and to any social media channel, and to search engines, recent blogs, comments, alumni interactions, everywhere. So this digital journey, these platforms will ensure that you are in the digital journey of student, you know, each stage that you are into. So if you ask me, the first stage, performance based, is the first initial evaluation stage when the student is searching. So what happens on Google search is somebody searching top engineering college in Chennai, and your ad comes up, right? So that's like the first insertion of the behavior and the journey that you are actually capturing. The second is a branding campaign. The student has already saw you after putting the keywords, and then after 1 month he saw your ad on YouTube, right? And then the organic campaign, then the student is searching for reviews about XYZ college. And then he saw you on search engine optimization techniques and see a lot of reviews about you, goes to your Facebook page and see that what kind of content and the people talking about you and all that stuff. So, and then the drip campaign. So drip campaign is like the student is already interested in you, has shown interest in you. Now you are engaging him and communicating with different strategies and the content. So that's why this is very important to most of the agencies. They just look at the half piece meal, you know, like we'll just do this. No, I'm not saying it's compulsory, but if you do it the entire digital journey over a period of time, it will give you a good amount of return and benefits, which might be intangible in the initial run, but definitely going to help you. I'll bring out the case study which will help you to understand this better, that how the entire journey capturing thing is more beneficial and profitable for an institute as compared to the half piece meal. So this is a very good case study. Now there's a client, of course I can't name it, but this is a high budget client who has decent budget, spent around 1.8 crore in last 10 months. It's a private university, have a good brand name in the market. They have been operating since last 20 years and accept student globally based on the eligibility criteria, entrance test score, blah, 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 right? But the primary objective of the digital marketing campaign that they want to do is brand awareness, positive brand positioning, lead generation, high amount of application prospectus sale, right? And a student from every region, balanced ratio of male and female student, high organic growth in long run. Now look at the objectives are very, very, very different. You know, like client gave me this brief that Ankit, I want to make sure that I have got good female candidate students also in my institute. How do you ensure this? I said, we can do that. So there are platforms where we can just reach out to the just female audience. So, and then you have a student from every region that he's talking about. This is a big gap, right? Students don't become just a regional centric institute, right? I know this is a challenge, but can be eradicated in the long run with the right perfect strategy in place. So a lot of my clients have told me that a client sitting in UP or university in somewhere in the corner of South said, I've got 90% of the students coming from my own region only and 10% is coming from nearby. I have no audience from north and other sides of the states, and that's very challenging. I've been becoming a regional institute, which is actually a biggest worry point for me. So what we did for them is we used performance campaigns, we used branding and brand awareness campaigns. We did pretty much everything for them. And then what is the outcome? So they got around 70 million plus reach. It's like impressions, 6 lakh clicks captured, 40,000 plus leads generated, 5,600 applications generated, and 40% student came from home region, 30% from the rest of India, 10% from international markets too. We got it. And then we have got, what is the impact? So there's the impact of future impact of every advertising that you do. It's like going to be definitely in next 2 years, it will be. So they have got an increase in the organic inquiries because of the SEO thing, low cost per lead, because they were doing eventually everything. The brand building did not help them the first year, but the next year it helped. The brand keyword searches were very high. High number of applications within the same budget. We use the same budget, but almost like went up 50% higher growth in the application number because the CPL has gone down, the clicks prices have gone down because they have pumped in a lot of money in the initial run for the branding exercise. The positive word of mouth on various blogs and forums, which eventually turned and helped them to increase the conversion ratio of students. So if they were getting around 5,600 applications, and out of that they were able to, close 10% for that matter. Now in 7,500 applications, they were able to close 15%. So which is a pretty much, so eventually the CPA, cost per acquisition, has gone down. So these are the long-term positive future impact that you saw. Now let's look at the case study of a client who has a decent amount of budget. And he said, Ankit, my budget is 30 lakh rupees for 6 months. How would you help me? So I said, okay, let's do this. Performance campaign, brand awareness campaign, very less, not much. We're going to be pumping a lot of money in performance campaign and stick to it completely. And then organic campaigns, only SEO is what we're going to do. And then all tech support, that definitely we will give it to you. So what the outcome is, 15 million impressions, 1.2 lakh clicks, almost 5K lead generations, and 480 applications. 90% of the student came from nearby region only. What is the future impact happened? If you see there, the first client future impact was pretty high because they pumped in a lot of money in branding exercise and did the entire journey thing. Here, the impact is not much. The impact was moderate increase in inquiries, organic inquiries, same number of applications with the same budget. Cost per lead gone down by just 20%, not much. So what I'm trying to say is, initially when you don't spend, it's fine. You can try and test it out, but don't worry about the branding part. I mean, it's just like because there's no performance linked to it, you don't want to do branding. There is a long-term, goal, and there's a long-term benefit to it. So look at the entire picture and try to position your brand in the entire journey of the student. Yeah. So primary problem areas, both types of clients. What were their primary problems, in fact? So both of the clients had a very low understanding of digital advertising stuff. Less spends on digital and high on traditional, the first client. The same client, the second one was the same. They were not able to track the effectiveness of media, both the clients. Not able to properly track and manage the counselors. Biggest gap, one of the biggest gap. You know, people were not using CRM, how the council are gonna do that and all. It's a very, very perfect, friendly note discussion happened with one of my clients. We sat over a cup of coffee outside. And I asked him that, you spend a lot of money, why don't you do digital advertising? He said, sir, if I will do digital advertising, my job will be at stake. I said, why? He said, because I don't understand digital marketing. My chairman don't understand digital marketing. If I will do digital marketing and if this gets fail, my job, he will fire me. Because I don't understand, he doesn't understand. But if the print ad fails, next day I will change the newspaper. I'll say, sir, next time we will give it to Hindustan Times. So what? Right? So it's a very, I mean, this was a discussion when I was initially setting up the business, traveling across the country and meeting a lot of people and understanding them. So, of course, now the scenario has a bit changed, but still not completely changed, and still this kind of mindset is there. And it's not like, it's not the people to be blamed. It's like an industry ecosystem change which takes time, and it is a change in ecosystem in itself. So it's going to take time. So these are the common problems that people were facing. We help them to understand it, that look, this is what you should do. So we will talk about what are the things that you should look at when you do digital campaign, what KPIs, key performance indicators you should look for, and what are the things that you should ask your agency that give me this. Should we? Pretty good. Fast with the time. Okay, so first of all, let's look at it, what platforms. It's a chronological order, right? So if you say, Ankit, I have you can start digital media campaigns with just 50,000 rupees budget also. I have done it with 5,000 budgets also. So there's nothing like you have to spend 30 lakh, 20 lakh, whatever in the things. You can stop anytime, you can bring money in the system, you can stop anytime and do. It's a very flexible thing. So if you ask me, the first thing that you should do is search marketing, mobile advertising, retargeting campaigns, display advertising, social advertising, content and marketing advertising, emailer campaigns, audience campaigns, and video campaigns. These are all chronological orders. Side by side is the other organic channels that you should definitely consider and should complement and continue doing the SEO and social media management. Because this is something like you are growing a tree, right? It has to be like pumping with water every time. So it has to be subtle ways, always with you. You can choose this based on the budget. What are the key performance indicators? What you should look for when you do campaigns? How many impressions we got? Like how many people saw my ad? It's like we say, we have a circulation and readership. Sorry, I'm so offbeat with print now. Readership and circulation, right? So this is like reach is how many people saw your ad. Click is how many people actually, it's like read your thing. It's like a readership. CPL is cost per click, cost per lead is how many people inquired about it. And then your eCPL. Now this is a very tricky term, so in fact this is being introduced by us only in the market is, so you get like 100 leads, right? Out of 100 leads, you get only 10% students who are interested. So what is the effective lead is only 10, right? But you are paying to a vendor or an agency at a cost, for example, you're calculating at a cost of 500 rupees a lead, and you are paying for 100 leads, which is like 50,000, right? Correct me, my maths is very, very weak when I'm on podium. 50,000 rupees, right? And then you have 10% effective leads. So your cost per lead is 5,000 rupees. eCPL is 5,000 rupees. Now, why I'm telling you this is because in market, there are a lot of agencies, a lot of vendors who want to come to you and say, sir, that vendor is giving you 200 rupees CPL, I'll give you 100 rupees. Or that vendor is giving you 5. So don't just look at this lead point of view. Look at the entire metrics, what they are giving, plus look at the eCPL. What if the vendor is saying, I'll give you 100 rupees a lead, but all leads are bogus, it's just 5% which is quality. You will end up wasting the resources time, you will demotivating them, you will not be able to channelize their energy, overhead expense is heavy. Forget about other part, cost part. The impact of a counselor, the counselor says, sir, all bakwas lead. No, I am not going to answer anything, right? Right? What things are required? Lot of my meetings, client meetings, again offline coffee meetings. People, I mean initial run, people ask me why I don't do digital, because there are so many things that you guys ask for. I don't know how to handle this. So let me give you a very right perspective that you don't need to do a lot of things. It's just like 4 or 5 things that is required. Everything can also be taken care by agency. That's not an issue. So you just need a landing page. It's a landing page which has an inquiry form. You just need a display banner that Omkar showed it to you, display type of banner. You need search ad copies, the Google search ad copies. You need content and images for the digital banners. You need emailer. You need a trackable inbound call number. Now what is trackable inbound call number is like people who want to call you, not a toll free number, it can be any mobile number, but has to be trackable. And the CRM and the lead management system. We as a company provide everything to you, all this, trackable number, CRM, everything. So rest assured, that's the reason I'm saying work in a piecemeal rather than work in a company, or work with somebody who can actually give you the entire journey, and entire thing can be seamless for you. The most common questions education advertisers have before starting the digital thing. So this is very interesting. You know, I'm sure you know, after spending so many years, these questions I could get it right. Let me know if not. What is the minimum budget required to start this? There's no minimum budget. You can start with 5,000, 50,000, do it. Depends how much is the budget, the number of platforms going to be adding to it, right? So it's like when you do a print ad, people say, if you have a small budget, you give me in the, give me one city only. If you have a higher budget, 5 cities. If you have a full budget, all India edition, right? Or you can give me a main edition or sub edition, all that stuff. So this is like a budget is very flexible. You can stop, use anytime, you can use anytime. For digital media sake, I'm advertising on education. So a lot of education clients told me, again in my initial run in the big cities, like, I'm doing Shiksha, I'm doing Career 360. This is digital, right? What else you want to do? Right? So I said, no, this is just like one piece of it. Again, you know, like sir was saying, it's like a holistic education, right? There's a pie that you showed last time. Again, the digital marketing, Shiksha is a one of the pie. Career is the education portal is one of the pie. The Google is another pie. Then video advertising is another pie. Content is another pie. So it's all, everything is there. So it's not just here. In our data, when we run a campaign for education clients, of course, 400 plus education clients that we run, and we have a data which shows most of the conversions as the students we get for the engineering students, for the engineering colleges, is from sports sites, not from education sites. Is from gaming sites, not from education sites. So even if you're trying to reach out students through Shiksha and Career 360, mind it, you're still reaching out not more than 20% people. Right? Can you give me commitment of leads and conversions? Yes, I can give you commitment on leads, not on conversions, because I'm not handling the calling processes. If somebody is giving you the conversions, commitment, the guy should be able or handling that, agency should be handling it. I don't know what your counselor talks, how your counselor talks, what is the kind of knowledge he has, right? So I can give you a commitment of leads based on my experience in this industry. I mean, I can by far give you a pretty good, decent amount of commitment in that. I'm not happy with my current agency. How can you help? So if you're having an agency who's not doing a good job, or who's doing a good job, you don't know whether they are good or bad, we can do an audit. So there's an audit that we conduct, and we say, okay, in this audit we found that these are the things that you are doing good, and these are the things that you are doing not good. I mean, we charge a cost to it, but depends how big, how much that you do it. So it's a kind of audit that we do. My team sits on a computer. This audit can be done remotely also, and can be done at your place also. So remotely through a team viewer, we can do it. You can give the access of the tools that we ask for. For example, we need your Google Analytics access. We need your website access. We need your Google AdWords access if you are doing it. We do the complete audit and we present a report to you, 5-page report. It's a complete unbiased report saying that these are the things that you are doing good, these are the things that you are doing bad, and then you can figure it out. You can ask your agency also that this is the report, please start performing according to this. Or you can ask me to rectify it, whatever is your choice. That's the reason we charge a cost to it. I don't understand this medium. How will I judge the performance, especially done by our agency or any third party? So I told you that 4 criteria. uh, I think CPM, right? CPC, and then your CPL, and then eCPL. Are you all with me on this? Great, thanks. So, on this note, let's head for a lunch. I'm also very hungry. Any questions that you guys have, let me know. So, these are our partners. I didn't talk much about our company, but we can talk about it offline over the lunch. Thank you so much. Thanks. Thank you.
Thank you, Ankit. That was really, really informative. Especially your 5-question answer wala slide said it all. And you said there is no escaping, and you also answered the where, why, when, who, how of entering the bandwagon. I'm sure all of us have taken note of this. Thank you for keeping it shorter than you had.